walking alone the streets.
What is up, guys? Orbital-Pilot back here once again in the world of Warthunder. This time, taking out the A6M2 in some realistic battle gameplay. Now, this is not the naval variant. This is, in fact, the actual land variant. So you're going to get a little bit more performance out of it, but nothing too much. So if I do sound a little bit different, I'm talking slightly quieter since I am in a dorm. But basically, I decided to fly with some Japanese, considering I have very little Japanese gameplay up on my channel, so I figured why not. And the A6M2 is one of the most popular planes, one of the most well known actually in the World War II history. The Zeros were absolutely fantastic, a little underpowered in my opinion, but excellent dogfighters. And in early tiers like this, when Americans don't know how to fly planes yet, and instead want to dogfight in their P-40s against the Zero, it makes very easy work, and extremely easy gameplay. I think this was my third or fourth video, or third or fourth gameplay, I'm sorry. And basically what I had been doing was just getting fully used to the new recording settings. So let me know how it looks, guys, in the comments down below. Hopefully my improvements did help at least a little bit. So dove down on some P-40s and some SBA-2s. Really nothing much. Sadly enough, it did waste more than half of my ammunition. You only get 60 shots per cannon with 2 cannons. And these cannons are honestly probably my least favorite in the game. They're very slow velocity, they don't fire very fast, and they don't tend to do a whole lot of damage. So, for some reason, P-38's fighting at low altitude against a bunch of destroyers, not quite sure why. So I'm going to take it into vertical and go back down on him. And remember what I said about low velocity. As you can see here, you have to shoot pretty far ahead of people. But when they do damage, well, they do tend to kill. So he blows up, go back up to the vertical. Now we have a B-34 and a P-40 behind us. I have 12 shots of cannon ammunition, so I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. But, you know, I'm never going to land. Because there is no air base here, I'm not going to risk landing on a ship without a hook, because it's just too sketchy. So, take some shots of P-40, don't want to shoot my teammate, get a couple hits on him, and he's going to turn around. Now, P-40s will outrun you, but only in a straight line, and especially not in the vertical. So, put some more shots into him. The chance of killing a P-40 with these little machine guns are just not very likely. Luckily enough, A6M2 comes up and puts some good cannon shots into him. So, this is a fully upgraded Zero you're watching. This is a full engine injection. Everything on the plane is pretty much spaded except for maybe the last thing, which will not affect performance. So, honestly, the climb rate is fairly decent. You know, in a straight line, the speed is not very good. As you can see, hardly accelerating past 230, not very quickly. It is no speed demon by any terms of the definition. And sadly enough, I'm used to kind of that speed demon, but it is nice fighting against lower tier people. For instance, the P-40 should not be low, the P-38 should not be low. The P-38, in my opinion, is a better plane than this Zero. If he were to stay at altitude, he would have all the advantages. With 50 calibers and 20mm machine guns, or I'm sorry, 20mm cannons, there's no reason he should have any issues taking us out. Now, P-40 staying low again. I'm going to try to put a couple shots into him, get a couple of hits, but as you can see, these machine guns are not extremely effective. They're a little bit slow. Actually, they're not a little bit slow. They're really slow velocity, really low fire rate. Just not really impressive guns. Now, remember, the P-40 will outrun you in a straight line. In a climb, it may be a little bit different, but these planes are not very fast. And the chance of killing a B-34 with 7.62s, not very likely, especially when you can't even get your shots on target. So, get a couple of hits, but he's really, yeah, he's pretty, nothing's ever going to happen to that guy from this plane. But he does have 50 cal, so I'm going to turn around, not going to stay on his tail by any terms. So, flying the B-34, I know there's a P-40 behind me somewhere, and I know there's at least 2 more, or at least 1 more person on the team. So, P-39 up above. Right now, this P-39 has a lot of advantages. The only advantage he doesn't have is a number of teammates. Obviously, his team is slowly going down. I don't expect this guy to actually be able to win the game. But with the P-39 and a P-40 both with probably 1,500 meters of altitude on me, they really should not be too worried. Not to mention, a P-40 has a lot of ammunition. He can do a lot of damage to these early Japanese planes with 50 cals. So, let's see what they do. Now, P-40 stays high, which is smart for right now, and the P-39 stays high too, which is also smart. Engine's a little bit hot, but just turning it back down to 100%. Luckily enough, the Zero has fairly big radiators, and it will cool down pretty quickly. So P-39 comes back around, smart move. He's probably going to end up trying to dive on me. So simply pitch the plane around. I want to give him the smallest opportunity he can. And as you can see, for some reason, he decides to turn around right now, which I don't quite understand. But he is going to try to dive down, which is not a wise idea. He should have came up behind me. Now, I probably never would have let him, so to be fair, probably not a terrible move on his part. So P-39 goes up. He's going to stay fairly straight and go back up for altitude, which is smart. But for some weird reason, he extends really, really far. In this type of situation, I would have probably gone straight up vertical almost, and not nearly as extended for as long. So, but he's playing fairly decent. He goes back up for altitude. P-40 comes back around. Now, right now, I have 697 rounds of machine gun ammunition. I'm never gonna make either of these people die. The chances of me killing them are ridiculously low. But I am not against fighting. So P-39 comes back around. Simply make him overshoot. And P-40 comes back around. Now, I can't sustain a dogfight right now. My speed is kind of low. Not to mention, with two people, you really don't want to be in a dogfight the entire time. So, luckily enough, P-40 misses his shots. He comes back around, but instead of staying straight, he decides to turn for some odd reason. Now, I swear the P-40 is more maneuverable than it used to be. That thing used to be a brick. And now it actually seems to maneuver fairly well. Now, P-39 gets some really, really good shots on. I do put some shots into the P-40. Sadly enough, not much. Of course, with tiny machine guns, I don't expect much. So put some more shots into him. Right now I'm just peppering his plane. As you can see, a lot of sparks, a lot of misses. P-39 comes back around. I'm going to go under him, try to make him overshoot, and there you go. That's how you make an American crash. He pitched upside down when he really shouldn't have. So now all we have left is a P-40. Now, knowing him, he will probably extend away. However, another P-40, the one from earlier in the game, decides to come back in. And AAA starts shooting at me, of course, like I don't already have enough people. So P-40 extending away and P-40 coming in. I don't have a whole lot of things I can do. Like I said, I'm never ever going to kill either of these planes. Now, this was a dumb move. I don't know why I did that. For some weird reason, I don't die. That should have been the death of me right there. P-40 comes back in, and that's when I noticed he does not have an engine. So he's extending down. He's not going to have a whole lot of energy. I'm not even sure if he has guns, to be honest. But P-40 comes back around. Now there's two P-40s. I'm going to try to get some shots onto this guy. That way I can at least get a kill. But sadly enough, at about half a mile almost, I'm not nearly good enough with these guns. So get a couple hit markers, but nothing enough to give me the kill. So P-40, the one that just came back in, is going to go ahead and extend out. And really, that's kind of the end of the match. And this really just goes to show you the Japanese kind of dominate low tier, especially in the P-40 era and the A6M2 era. Yeah, basically this guy's going to fly out and he's actually going to wreck. I'm not sure if he tries to crash on air, if he tries to land on a boat, but he will end up dying. So that's really it for this video, guys. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. If you guys have a specific plane you guys want me to fly out next time, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.